Welcome back. Let's get another corporate conversation going. Greaves Cotton has reported a weak set of earnings in Q3. Margins saw some pressure and it's reported a loss at the bottom line of 6 crore. The company has also gone ahead and acquired a major stake in motion control systems player Excel Control Linkage. To discuss the quarter gone by and the outlook, we're now joined by Nagesh Basavanhalli, the Executive Vice Chairman of the company. Nagesh, morning, and thanks so much for joining in. Could we talk a bit about the electric mobility segment where your volumes dropped 35%? It's just come in at 15,000 units in the quarter gone by. What led to that weakness? Because it's impacting the margins there. And can you tell us if there has been a subsequent recovery in the month of January and the early part of February?
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for having me. First of all, I think, like you said, Greaves Electric Mobility reported a quarterly revenue of about 142 crores. When you look at it, when you look at the year-to-date number, the market share is intact. We still are a 13+% market share player. We had clearly mentioned that the AIS 156, the battery standards that were coming in on December 1st, and the subsequent model year changes between 22 and 23, we had taken a planned shutdown to manage that inventory level, the obsolescence between the old and the new inventory. And so that was the reason why you saw a dip in Q3 numbers in terms of the primary. However, if you look at the Vahan database, we had one of the highest secondary. November, I think we were number 2 on the list. January, we have primary more than 14,000 vehicles. So January is back. We had indicated that due to this battery standard implementation, there could be a short-term blip just to make sure that we get the product right and the process right, and I think that's kind of what it was. But January is strong. Year-to-date numbers, we still retain our 13+% market share. So I think that's kind of probably tells you the bigger picture there.
Okay, so can you give us what the outlook would be as we move into the final quarter of the year? Because, as we were saying, I mean, even in 9 months, your e-mobility business has seen a big drop in terms of volumes. In this quarter gone by as well, volumes around 35%. And this was the fast growing segment, right? 30% of your business now comes from e-mobility. So once these issues are out of the way, on an average, what is the kind of run rate are you looking at? I mean, are you looking to get back to 20,000 units per quarter? Could it be more than that in FY24?
Yeah, so let me give you some numbers. You're right. On the Q3, we did about 14,000 odd vehicles, right? However, when you look at Q2, we did 32,000 vehicles, right? 9 months, we have done almost 70 in the 9 months ending the quarter, 77,000 units, right? Versus a 37,000. So there is a 106% growth when you look at year over year for 9 months of 23. January, I already gave you the numbers, which is in excess of 14,000 units, right? So I think year to date, I gave you the number of 13+% market share and in the top 3 or 4 people, right, in the electric mobility industry. So I think you're going to see us from the last year, 62,000 units that was done the entire year. We've exceeded last year's numbers already in the 3 quarters. And if January is an indication, and our products, by the way, we just announced 6 new products in the Auto Expo last month. We announced a brand new campaign, Hargali Electric, last month. And we have a lot of new dealers coming on board. So I think we are quite optimistic about the 4th quarter.
Okay. Just one clarification. You said this transition to meet the new battery norms, that impacted the EV production and the primary revenues in Q3. So is there a possibility that it could hit in Q4 as well, or is that entire transition done with now?
So I think the phase 1, as you know, was in phase 1 was in December 1st. Phase 2 comes on April 1st. Our teams are quite confident that they will be ready and by April 1st. So as of now, with the visibility we have, we do not expect major disruption in April. But like I said, the bigger picture here is 60,000 units the previous year. We've already done 76,000, and we are on record to probably significantly go over 100,000 units this year. So 60,000 plus going to 100 plus thousand this year, right? And you may see a 1 month blip, but overall, quarter on quarter, you should see us grow.
Just some more clarity on what the February and March e-mobility volumes could look like. Can it continue at this 14,000 unit run rate that you enjoyed in the month of January, or is there going to be a blip in any month? And what would determine the volumes, the primary volumes?
We clearly do not give forward guidance, but one thing I can tell you is January was a strong month. First 2 weeks was a little slow because of the typical inauspicious period at the beginning of the year. The second 2 weeks were phenomenal for us in January. So February is continuing to be in the looking like a strong month. The new products are coming in. We have launched the Ampere Zeal, which was a sub 70,000 rupees product that we had shown in the Auto Expo. We've already launched it. They are getting to the dealerships as we speak. The Primus, which was the other plus 1 lakh new product, is in the final stages in our plans. This quarter, we said we would launch it. So you will get one more new product. Magnus is one of the most established two-wheeler electric vehicles. So that is doing strong. So I think when it comes to manufacturing capacity, people, talent, new products, we're there. So I expect things to be positive this quarter in that sense.
Okay, all right. All the best. Thanks a lot for joining in. That is Greaves Cotton. Their numbers this quarter were very weak because they are making a transition to meet the new battery norms, and that impacted their EV production as well as their primary revenues in Q3. But they say it's a 1 quarter blip and things will pick up in Q4. Let's slip into a quick break on that note. We'll get you more on the earnings picture. A couple of banks as well. The management of Indian Overseas Bank will be with us in just a bit.